Welcome and welcome to Arsenal Present. If you're joining me for the first time, do me that great favor. Strike a like on the video, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed, and make sure your notification bells are turned on. Should I repeat myself for those at the back, or do you guys hear me? Let me make sure everything is fine on this side. Let me make sure the audio is great. Yes, the audio is great. Do me that favor by striking a like on the video. Very, very important for the growth of this channel. Right? Subscribe if you subscribe. And make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very, very important. Yes, we're going to be discussing the KROENKES, especially Josh KROENKE. See, during the days when the wilderness, while we're not winning, we're selling players. We couldn't keep our best players. We couldn't afford to pay the premium wages. A lot of fans and content creators in the mainstream media had a lot of aspersions they were casting against the KROENKES. Sometimes you could argue it was rightly so because we were not competing. We're not paying top wages. We're not holding to our top players. And I get it. My gripe against most of you these days is that your praise for the KROENKES is not as loud as your insult and aspersions you were casting on them. We know the big channels. We know the individuals who made lucrative ventures from insulting the KROENKES, dragging the KROENKES name every time, casting aspersions on them. Like I said, at that time, I could see the reason why they were doing so, because they were not delivering. But the problem is that now that the KROENKES are delivering, where are these appreciation streams for the KROENKES? They are putting smiles on our faces. They are signing the likes of Saliba to new deals, Martinelli, Saka, Gere Magalhaes. They did that with Odegaard today. Where are the appreciation live streams? If it was to drag the KROENKES, you guys can do all kinds of live streams. You can talk all kinds of crap against the KROENKES. But when it's time to appreciate the efforts, see, it's funny that you're going to give all the kudos, all the flowers to Mikel Arteta. Now, I'm not saying Arteta has not done his part by convincing and selling the project to the players. Rightfully so, he has done his part, and I like that. But without the KROENKES, who are financially backing these decisions, nothing will be done. See, Arteta can talk the talk, sell the project in all kinds of languages. If there are no finances to back it up, he's chatting crap. He is chatting absolute garbage. Saliba is not staying if you're not going to pay what other clubs can pay for his services. Saka is not staying regardless of Van Halen product. He is not staying if we cannot match his aspirations financially and footballing wise. Gabriel will have stayed. Odegaard will have signed his new deal. Where are those streams? Where are those pre-recorded videos to say, let's shout out the KROENKES for putting their money where their mouth is? No, you won't do it because it won't bring views. But you guys will claim you are fans. You want the best for the club. No, you want the best for your pockets. And that is fair. I'm not saying do use YouTube or Twitch, whatever you're doing, whatever platform you are venturing to, do it for free. I'm saying the energy you had in casting aspersions on the KROENKES, reciprocate that energy in giving them their flowers and praise. Especially this man, Josh KROENKE. He told us to be excited a few years ago, even though it was not as quick, as fast as most of us would want it, but he has delivered. He has delivered. Like, for the first time in a long time, we did not sell any of our players we wanted to keep. Let that sink in. It's not that other clubs didn't try to poach on our players. They did. But we could match them stride for stride, finances for finances, because of Josh KROENKE. Not because of your miserable... I'm going to call it out. See, some of you are so entitled to your miserable ticket you're paying. You think your miserable ticket you're paying is enough to sustain the salaries of the players we have. Some of you are sick in the brain. Now, some of you are sick in the brain. How much is your I'm not trying to be disrespectful. How much are you guys saying? You think your miserable ticket fees you pay? I'm a season ticket holder. I'm a season ticket holder. Ain't we realize show? I'm a season ticket holder. What dumbass ticket holder? How much can that money go in maintaining the facility at the stadium, paying the non-playing staff, the playing staff, maintaining the stadium, and paying the huge wages most of these players demand and their agent fees? Most of you don't care, but you are so entitled. Oh wait, we have to sign these players on extensions. We have to buy these big players. Like, you don't need finances to put those motion to actions. Dumb. I'm sorry, some of you are dumb ass fans, extremely dumb fans, very fickle. I could go fast. Some of you are brainless. I'm not saying you cannot constructively criticize the KROENKES. You can, and you should, but at the same time, be objective. Where are the streams? I'm still waiting. From those, you know them, the Maltesers, the one with the big beards, who is always entitled, right? He's always entitled that Arsenal should show aspirations. Like, we've seen your own personal aspirations. We've seen how your own personal aspirations has been. For years and years, videos upon videos, calling out the club, calling out the KROENKES. We need to compete. We need to vie for trophies, which I agree with. Now that the KROENKES are delivered, where are those streams to say thank you to the KROENKES? They will never do it. But they're so entitled. They are very quick to go on streams and casting an aspiration and insulting the KROENKES. Look at the squad depth we have. Look at the quality of the players we have. Look at the KROENKES pushing to sign Declan Rice for over £100 million. Some of you, now, rightfully so, we're all excited when we could get that deal over the line for Declan Rice. And we've seen how instrumental Declan has been in the team. So my problem is that where are the praises, right? Where is the praise and the flowers given to Josh KROENKE, who has been facilitating the financial part of most of those deals? Now, according to David Ornstein, let me read this. Let me take this out of the screen real quick. This morning, breaking, new 5-year contract for Martin Odegaard at Arsenal, signed 1st of September, ends 2028. No option to extend. 24-year-old, now Arsenal top earner. Talk started in May. Interest from elsewhere, but not entertained. Josh KROENKE driving force in the deal. At least for the first time, these journalists are actually acknowledging the fact that even though most of the time they won't say it, we can always say, oh, Arteta trying to convince the players, Eddie trying to convince them, which is fair. But nobody wants to talk about the key thing in these deals, the finances. The finances are the most crucial part of the deal. You can negotiate. You can see, some of you are. I see so many sickle fans in the like. It's like most of you are programmed wrongly. Most of you guys are programmed wrongly. You can negotiate how long you want. If the finances are not right, no deal will be agreed and can be agreed. But for some reasons, the fans will shy away. If it's about the transfer fee now, all of you will be gloating forward and shouting and raising your voice and swelling up and swelling all down about, oh, we should to pay this transfer fee. How can we compete with Chelsea? Why can't we compete with Man City? And most of you, when there's a slight inflation in the ticket prices, you start complaining. But when there's massive inflation on the transfer fee, you don't care. All you care about, oh, like the KROENKES can afford it. Why can't your fathers not afford it? Why don't you have your fathers to afford it? Yes, I'm disgusted. No, to say I am very disgusted because I see it all the time. There's no balance to these conversations. No balance. I get when the KROENKES were not full owners, you expected them to invest. Do you invest fully in something you don't own 100%? Because I have to ask that question then. Nobody invests in something they don't have full power over. You don't. That's the dumbest thing you can do. But I understand that most of you have never owned anything in your life, so you don't understand these things. But you have a lot of you have a lot to say with no comprehension or understanding. You have so much to say on things you don't understand or comprehend. So much to say. You'll be huffing and puffing, huffing and puffing, huffing and puffing. With so oh Lord. So when I see some of these people come on that, you know the platform I'm talking about, AFTV, and huffing and puffing, saying things they have no control over, things they don't understand, they don't know the full context, they don't have the full information, and they are so authoritarian on the things they don't know the full story about. You don't know the full story. There is no space for, okay, we don't know everything. There's a possibility on this side or this side. They don't care. All they want to trigger, they want to play on the heartstrings of emotional fans who are fickle as fuck. Pardon my French. Very fickle fans that they can tingle and tingle as much as they can tingle. We have that one that are always shouting blah, 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 blah. Who is on all kinds of narcotics. And people take him seriously. Now, we can have a laugh and joke about it. You're going to take somebody who is impaired with all kinds of whatever he has taken, and you take them seriously. You can laugh at their joke, which is fair. You're going to take that guy seriously because he's shouting blah, blah, blah. Really? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but let's just be sensible for once. Somebody is here shouting, black guy, black guy, black guy. Like, I know it's funny, right? I know it's funny, but nobody wants to watch a comedy series 24 hours. There's time for everything. There's time to be funny. There's time to be serious. There's time to have sensible conversation. There's time to have trivial conversations. It's not every time that you have just laugh all the time. Come on. Yes, it seems like I'm ranting because I just feel some type of way that they don't give the owners their full credit for what they have done. The smiles they've put in. Some of the fans have been complaining that Arsenal was not ambitious enough. Now they've been ambitious for the last 2-3 years. Look, they've turned the club around. They actually pay off some players. Look at what's happened at Manchester United. Look at how, in my opinion, this is not me. It's not based on any concrete evidence, but from what you can deduce, look at what the British players in Manchester United are doing to the club. They are the most giving this information to the journalists, saying that all is not well in camp. What do you expect from a disgruntled player who is not being played? Do you think he will say something good about the management or the coach? Absolutely no. I remember when Arsenal cancelled the contract of Aubameyang, Kolasinac, Ozil, some journalists had the audacity to say, "Oh, why we cancel a contract? Why don't we try and sell them?" Go and ask me what's happening to Manchester United now. Sometimes you have to take a loss for the what would be the right word, for the progression of the team, or else those players will remain in the club and they'll continue to cause the dysfunctions. They'll continue to cause anarchy. They'll continue to divide the camp. And the manager will not have full control. Sometimes you take certain losses. You have to take certain losses. This mainstream journalists sometimes they are not as smart as you think. Just because they are close to certain people in the club and they can get certain information and certain information doesn't make them smart. You can distinguish between having information due to affinity or proximity from the intellectual prowess of a human being. People were complaining, "Oh, we should have got more for Holding." No, sometimes take a loss. Let him go. If you're trying to get more for Holding, he will have still remain at the club. You're trying to get more for Kolasinac, he'll have still remain at the club. If you're trying to get more for Guendouzi, who was actually being insubordinate to Arteta, causing chaos in the camp, he will bring more dysfunction than the transfer fee you're hoping to get. Sometimes you have to take certain losses for the progression and the progress of the team. You just have to. It's not every time you have to make profit. It's look, a main example is Manchester United. Look at what is going on there. Absolute dumpster fire. Because certain players are not getting to the team on merit, but they have been praised so much by some fickle fans, they think they are better than what they are. You know the players, the British players, they think they are better than what they are because their agent, their family members, and some fickle fans are overhyping certain players. Look at how the British media are trying to malign or actually bully Arteta into picking Ramsdale. No, he will pick his goalkeeper based on merit. You are not going to force him. If Ramsdale wasn't English, do you think you have the same energy they're having? They are pushing a non-story. Arteta has said he has 2 goalkeepers. I know he's not telling the full truth because he doesn't want to show his hand. And we as fans, we all know Raya is slightly better than Ramsdale. Nobody's saying Ramsdale is not a good goalkeeper. But we can see even in 2 games that Raya has a different kind of aura. He provides that balance. He's not engaging in all kind of shenanigans at the back with the opposition fans or the Arsenal fans. He's very professional, very concentrated. And that is what Arteta wants. He comes out for the crosses to collect the crosses. He doesn't trigger any kind of nerves at the back. That's what the manager wants. So, but when Ramsdale took over from Leno, the British media did not have any problem. Now, Raya has taken over from Ramsdale. Oh, why is Arteta doing that? He helped us get into the Champions League. And so, he was not the sole player that helped us get into the Champions League. There were other players that did the same thing. And I'll argue, he was part of the reason we couldn't progress. The Southampton blunder was a huge blunder. And the matches last season, Ramsdale was actually triggering nerves at the defense. Let's be fair. Let's be factual, man. Let's stop this sentimentality. Because it's English, it's being pushed by English content creators and it's being pushed by the English media. The English media think their players are superior than other players, but yet they've not won anything tangible in the last few years. Make it make sense. He doesn't play for England. There's no complaint. Now he doesn't play for Arsenal. There's a complaint. There's no logic in that. If you think he's better than Pickford, but yes, Southgate can pick Pickford. If Arteta thinks Raya is better than him, so why are you fighting Arteta that he's not picking Ramsdale? It doesn't make sense. He don't make sense. He don't. So leave our club alone. Let us enjoy our new lease of life. Arsenal is on an upward trajectory. The KROENKES, I'm going to continue to praise Josh for these smiles he's putting on the face of the fans. Because without their finances, trust me, you're not having Rice, you're not keeping Saliba, you're not keeping Gabriel Magalhaes, you're not keeping Odegaard, you're not bringing in Kai Havertz, even though some of you might have reservation regarding Kai Havertz. I don't care. It's a quality player. Give him time. Some of you did not give Fabio Vieira time. All of a sudden, you wanted to play. Like, learn from your mistakes. Smart people learn from other people's mistakes. Now, if you don't learn from other people's mistakes, you should learn from the mistake you've made yourself. Give him time. He came from a dumpster fire in Chelsea. Let him build a relationship at Arsenal. You can see, you see, the different thing if Kai doesn't have his technical ability, he was lazy, he wasn't putting in a shift. He is not lazy. He's putting in a shift. He has the quality. We saw him move from 8 to 9 seamlessly against PSV. That's another weapon that we can use to our advantage. But no, you want to continue the banter of the Chelsea fans because it makes you look cool, or it makes money on your YouTube channel or your Twitch, or it brings traction to your channel. You can be a fan and be sensible. Some of you is money over being a fan. You just pretend to be fans. No, you are here for the money. And you can have both. You might not make as much money when you're a fan than when you want to be a troll or a naysayer. I get it. It's a business strategy, but stop claiming you are doing it for the passion of the club. You're not. You're doing it for your pocket. Own it. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just own it. That's my problem. Own what you're doing. Just own it. Shout out to Josh, man. I shout out to Josh for putting smiles on a lot of Arsenal fans' faces. I was watching the Champions League on Wednesday, and I saw the quality on our bench, and I was just smiling. I love what I'm saying. Like of Smith Rowe, Nelson cannot even get into the starting 11. Some of you argue they are not the best, but they are quality. Trust me, you saw the cameo from Reece Nelson, and he looked like a capable player that can come on and do a job. I'll be interested to see how we approach the game on is it Wednesday or Tuesday against Brentford, even though the North London derby is first. We have to take care of that. But I would like to see the team Arteta picks for that. There's quality in that team. Jorginho barely plays game. Whether you like it or not, Jorginho is a top player. He can do more than a job in our midfield. We also have Partey injured. He's not there. We're not missing him. We have Timber injured. We're not missing him. Those are two quality players that will be influential in the team that we are missing. And yet, the team is functioning like a well-oiled machine. And this is due to the finances of the KROENKE. We have to say it. It's due to the finances of the KROENKE. See, Arteta might turn out to be a world-class manager, but you still need quality players to execute your ideas. I don't care how... See, all this praise on Pep, he deserves it, and I won't argue. He's the best manager on earth right now. But trust me, he won't do it without quality players at his disposal. You need quality players to execute your thought process, your tactic effectively. You need it. Even the top shelf, they need top recipe and ingredients to make the best meals. You can't give them crap and they'll turn it into a best meal. They're not magicians. They are not magicians. So it's high time we give kudos to whom kudos who's worthy of kudos rather. We just need to do that. Now stop this agenda nonsense. Stop it. We need to just stop it. So for me, I'm excited for the future. Hopefully we can take advantage of this quality. I mean, we still need a bit of luck. You can have all the quality, but you still need that luck to get over the line by winning trophies. And I think hopefully we'll get those luck, because for me, I trust the manager. He has shown me more than enough, and a lot of overwhelming amounts of Arsenal fans actually trust Mikel Arteta. Don't listen to the loud minority who are saying Arteta or doubting his prowess. That's on bonk. That's on bollocks. The large majority of Arsenal fans trust Arteta. We can see what he's doing. We trust the squad. We can see it's a quality squad. I will argue. Now, the first level of Man City looks stronger, but I'll argue we have a better squad than Man City. Now, I'm not saying their first 11 is not stronger than us. Now, there's something that a lot of you have not noticed. For the last 2 times we play Man City, we've not had all our players fit. Compared to Man City, they have the majority of our key players. We've played Man City without Jesus and Partey. Have Man City ever played us, or we play Man City without Haaland till he came and De Bruyne? So we can see, I could argue that if Man City are missing Rodri and Haaland, they are not the same. They will never be the same team. I don't care all this nonsense praise that's being heaped on Pep. He is not a magician. I'm not saying he's not a top manager or he's not the best, arguably the best manager right now. If you take Rodri out of that team and Haaland, right, and we play them with our full squad, I would like to say, because they've played up without Jesus and Partey, which they did last season. I would love to. I don't wish that players injury, but I would like to see how they'll play without Rodri and Haaland. And let's see how good Alvarez is and the rest of the squad. I would love to see it, even if we've not seen it. Don't misquote me. I wish injuries on Man City players, but I would like to just see it. Even for 2, let's play Man City without Haaland and Rodri. I can bet you to not be the same. And I will not be surprised if they take a whooping, because Rodri is one of the most underrated members of the Man City squad, or first 11 rather. He is one of the most underrated players they have. I know Haaland is a goal scorer, is a quote-unquote superstar, but for me, it's Rodri. Rodri keeps them ticking. He keeps them solid in midfield, passing forward, even scores some clutch goals for Man City in key moments. He basically won them the Champions League, but he's underrated. They've played us a few times without our key players, like no Partey and his injury record, and Jesus unfortunately was injured last time we played him. So I would love to see Man City play without Haaland and Rodri, and let's see how strong they are, because the media make them seem as if they're invincible. They're a good team. They're the best team right now, but they're not as good as people are saying if they are missing 1 or 2 key players, the way we've been missing 1 or 2 key players when we play against them. So guys, if you're watching this on the playback, do me a favor by liking the video, strike that like on the video, very, very important. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. That would be a honor for you to subscribe to my channel. Let's push our subscription up, and do not forget to turn on your notification bell. So I was just doing this stream because The KROENKES have delivered their promises. A lot of fans are excited. They've brought in quality players in the last 2 or 3 years. They've been financing the team, renewing key contracts to key players, and we need to give them their flowers. As much as we're actually casting aspersions on them, we're going ballistic and nuclear on them for a long time. And like I said, I understand that time they were not delivering, especially the time they didn't own it. You have to understand. But now they've been delivering. Let us give them their flowers. And we know the big channels will not do it. Because, like I said, it doesn't suit the agenda. Don't be sold on the fact that they love us now. No, it's about money, and I get it, but they keep lying that it's about, no, it's not about us now. It's about money first. Let's keep it a stack. It's about money first. So do me a favor by liking the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure you join me tomorrow for another stream with my friend Fosa. You'll see it on the channel. Make sure you click on the. Let me see if do I have it right here. Let me see if I didn't put it on my slide. Apologies, I didn't put that on my slide. But if you check on the channel, you'll see the scheduled live call morning roast. Make sure you'll be available for that tomorrow morning. So like, share, subscribe, all those good stuff. Make sure we understand that as much as we have the right to criticize the team and the KROENKE, we still have the same right on the opposite side to praise them when they do something good for the team. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And I will say for now, ciao.